Siberian woods breaking up their neck. Chinese moving in, building discotheques.
Hey, welcome everybody back to another Thirsty Thursday with Cocktails. My name is Nathan. I'm your host, and it is a chilly, wet day in Los Angeles again. That actually leads me to why I'm different from previous episodes. So our studio washed away mysteriously in all of this rain. Los Angeles isn't known. Thank you. Isn't known to be able to handle wet very well, and we don't really have the infrastructure. So we are in this space now. We've got a new space at a dear woman's house named Muriel. She is our new landlady. We're very happy that we could find this at short notice and that we could still be able to bring this show to you every week. Once again, we are on MARKET.live. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to see and learn how to make any of the drinks that I make on this show, you can just go to our page on Market, and we have the beautiful cocktail kits available for purchase. Today, I am going to do something a little bit different. We've gone kind of through the whole gamut of cocktails we've been making our way through. Last week, we did a taste testing, 20 questions, if you will, of how to make a cocktail if you're trying to make one from scratch. If you didn't get to see last week's episode, I recommend it. But today we are going to start off. I know what I'm making today. I'm confident we are going to be making a Manhattan. If I could, might help me see the chat if possible there. See if anybody is saying anything cool. As I go through this Manhattan, if I go too quickly, please let me know. I can stop at any time. We can go back and refresh on any steps of this process that we need to. So I am going to start with some sort of mixing glass. I have a bar mixing glass here. This is has a spigot at the top, which lets me pour. And you can use anything like this. You could also use a pint glass, works great as well. Just make sure you have something to catch. In this case, I have a Hawthorne strainer that'll help me strain out and hold in that eventual ice. So what I'm going to do, so we do have people in the chat. And I love a good Manhattan too. That's why we're making it. Do you know the history of the Manhattan? So this is interesting. So the Manhattan was created in 1870, and it was actually created as a victory cocktail for a presidential campaign for a Mr. Tilden. And I say a Mr. Tilden because he did not become president. He failed pretty miraculously. But we got the Manhattan out of his presidential campaign, so we get to enjoy it all together. So what am I doing? I am starting with this mixing glass. You then are going to make sure you have some bitters. A cocktail is a 3-touch cocktail, 3 ingredients. And our first ingredient is going to be bitters. It is named after New York, to who asked for that, but that is coincidental. Yes, it was made for the campaign. So I'm going to put several dashes of bitters into my mixing glass. I was given a container of bitters that had no bitters. So, oh man, that's great. Thank you so much. Okay, so when we dashed bitters, I did it very confidently with that completely empty glass. But this, we just want to slowly make sure we have a small halo of bitters. If you were using a dasher, then you want to confidently dash 1, 2, 3, depending on the size of your dasher. It could be 3, it could be 5. Typically, that's going to get you where you want to be if your dasher is large or small. And yes, Jacob says we were saved by the bar. That is exactly right. So moving on, I'm going to grab my sweet vermouth. If you've never used sweet vermouth before, it is a fortified mixing wine. So it is a wine that is made for cocktailing. I am going to do an ounce of that. It also is going to be, as the name suggests, our sweet element in the cocktail. So this is going to help us balance the whole thing. So we have our bitters, we have our sweet in the sweet vermouth. And a good Manhattan is always going to be a 2-to-1. If anybody tells you anything different, then they have a different recipe. It's a different cocktail. It's still delicious, but it's not a traditional Manhattan. So I'm going to take my whiskey, and I am using one of the small 50 ml bottles that you can find in our Cocktails kits. I'm going to place that in. So I have all of my ingredients here. I have, once again, my bitters, I have my sweet vermouth, and I have my whiskey. So now, if you've hung out with us before, you know that the most important step is going to be the ice. So I'm going to go to my ice trowel, and I want to make sure I have a bunch of ice cubes in here so that these cubes are already melting down. We want to make sure ice is always the last thing that we add because ice will immediately start to cool down the beverage, and we want to control all of these steps. I then have a fluted spoon. This is a bar spoon. It has a weight on this side, which helps me with my spinning. It has a flute in the center, which I can roll beverages down if I want to make some levels. We're getting really complicated. And then it also has a lovely spoon tip, which is what we need it for. I'm going to roll it so that the back faces the inside of the mixing glass. And then I'm going to hold it kind of like I hold a pencil. So, except I'm slipping my ring finger in front. So as I do this and start to spin, this is going to be a muscle memory thing. But what you want to make sure, if you try this at home, to not engage your arm. So I shouldn't be spinning with my arm. It should be all in the fingers, all in the wrists, as they say. And now, how do I know I've spun it enough? I'm going to use my other fingers on my other hand and gingerly tap around just to make sure that it is cold. If I'm holding it with my fist, my hand is actually going to be heating up the beverage as well, and that's not what we want. So I want to make sure that I'm tapping. And because this process, there's no shaking involved, shaking is going to cool things down really fast. So stirring a cocktail does take a little bit longer, but it allows me to, be able to weigh in and say hi. Any questions from anybody in the chat? We've got lovely jokes, of course, about our flavored humor. I love it. And I said, check in, make sure I have some nice condensation on the outside of my mixing glass. Just like the ice cubes have fallen, lovely amount. As I said, I'm going to use my Hawthorne strainer. Serving glass. And let's down, make sure they're aesthetic. That's all you are getting. No ice in our serve Manhattan. You can serve a Manhattan on the rocks, but we get every last little dribble. And piece de resistance is going to be center. Look at that. Top down view. One more time. Yeah. All right. So good. This to flip it back for me. Of course, we're in this deep space, but figuring it out, we're getting a groove on. So bear with us. So cocktails, as always, are meant to be shared, but I'm alone today, so I will move this. Or I am not. Okay. Well, our new landlady is here today to join us for yes.
Is that ready?
Well, Muriel, as you're getting everything together, yeah, we'll have it done. First, last,
First, last, and I always like a good gift for a good job.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I did make a cocktail. Yeah.
I love Manhattan.
Here you go. Muriel, this is everybody on the internet. You know, we're doing that.
Well, if I knew I would have
Oh, yeah. It looks kind of like we did, but okay, this is just like the regular getup.
This is just my Sunday stuff.
Oh, wait, on a Thursday.
Every day is Sunday for me.
I love that. I'll try and take that. How does it start?
Well, it turned out just like how I remember the first time I tried my first Manhattan.
Really? When was that?
Back in 1954, I was in New York with a couple of gals.
Go on. Those years. That's a long time ago.
We were dancing and having fun, and we went to the clubs, and you know, the sweet bartender.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I was like, I need something strong to get me that man over there. And he picked me up his Manhattan, and let me tell you, we've been married for 54 years.
You and the bartender, or you and the guy across the bar?
Oh, the guy across the bar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it worked out. Well, thank you to the bartender, and back in 1954, you made it happen.
Yeah, I don't remember his name,
but that's kind of the thing about working.
Yes.
You are.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I would never be able to have the best time of my life. Still do. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And so, is there anything taste-wise, like palate-wise? What are you tasting? And people are actually saying hi to you. So Jay Riz says hi. See the little chat there? You know how this works?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you were in bars back in 1954, so I wouldn't expect you to know how any of it.
It's the plastic surgery. Let me tell you, the LA surgeons here are just gorgeous. Love them.
Yes, I can't say from personal experience, but I'm sport wondering I did not do surgery. So in 1954, were you what? 17?
We don't talk about age.
Okay. So Jay Riz says hi to the landlady.
Hello.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh, Dave says
What shot? It's got to.
Well, you get to go one time. Shot, but also you call it a shot. And they like the blue eyeshadow.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm always worn blue. You know, I always felt fit me well. It's very royal, really good.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I've been told blue is my color.
But we can't have two people. Otherwise, we have to fight for one job.
Well, next week I won't wear this blue yet.
Good call. Good call.
I didn't know there. Are there any other hidden rules about living here that I should know?
We'll figure it out on the way.
Okay. Yeah. So back to the cocktail we can order it. So what are you tasting? So a Manhattan should be.
Well, I kind of get a honey taste.
Oh yeah, so that's gonna be the sweet for me, right? And yeah, so you have that whiskey forward, right? That would be the first thing that you taste. Then the nice mellow sweet vermouth, and then finish with that. And that one's gonna taste with the top.
Absolutely beautiful.
And it helped you get married. Right? Thank Manhattan for that.
Oh, thank you, Manhattan. I got myself a man with a Manhattan.
God. So Manhattan might have a very significant in your life. Would you have a particular favorite?
Well, in my community, aka my household,
the one that we're in.
Right. I love creating my own cocktail.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh. You want to know what it's called?
I do.
It's called a Manischewitz Spritz.
Manischewitz Spritz. Okay.
Yeah.
So Manischewitz is, wow,
Yes, it's Jewish wine that you have on the Sabbath or any Seder, and it's so good when you add it with things.
It's in or is in
Oh, soda wine.
soda wine. Okay, yeah. So little like over ice, we're talking. So
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like when you drink Aperol for it.
yeah.
Yes, so it's like that.
I wouldn't call myself a kid, but okay.
Younger than me, darling.
That's true. Okay. Yes, everything's right.
Yes, just like yeah.
So Minnesota Express. Anything else? Like, what would you? When would you suggest someone enjoy it about that?
Well, if you're feeling like having Manischewitz, but we all know Manischewitz isn't that great, you want to liven it up a bit. Get your Jewish friends, yeah, for the Seders, come to my house, and I'll just fix you one up. It cuts off that very sweet gasoline flavor that
Oh,
it has.
okay. So you're kind of mellowing it out. Would you say? Do it over ice, kind of like that.
Exactly. Nice.
Yeah, that's a big part of our channel. We talk about ice.
Yeah. But if I go to the bar, I love a slow gin. Did it make it look like a cloud?
Oh, what the lemon gin is?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So you
My
are.
little
Yeah.
eight.
Yeah. Have we talked about this? Yeah. See if anybody else is. Oh, Ray Littleson, what's up? Hey. So a young quiz. Maybe we'll have to get one eventually. Show. So gin fizzes are wonderful. They just take a very. Well, I have a bit of a sticking point about gin fizzes because I have had the bad experience of having gin fizz ordered while the fizz had it, and someone, we're like 3 deep behind the bar, and someone asked me for. I'm saying, point. But they are delicious, and essentially what you're doing. Have you ever done it?
Yeah, I like fighting the
Oh, okay. Well, so when you buy a gin fizz behind the bar, similar to buying a lemon lime pie at the store, the bartender and or baker are making a meringue. So inside the can, when we're shaking it around with egg white, as we shake with the lemon and other gelatin, it goes quickly at once. So that's why it takes a really long time to make, because you have to make sure you're doing it properly. As you do that, then you have ice, you got no ice, you have no ice. It's a very long process. It's one of those actually in the bar industry where we will hand off. So in my early days as a bar back, if someone had ordered a Ramos gin fizz, sometimes the bartender would hand it to the bar back and say, "Here you go." For a while, but they didn't want it.
Sounds like something I would do.
Oh, okay, so you're definitely old enough. Do you remember shake weights from several years ago? Did you get into shake weights?
Love shake
I feel like I thought that you might have been somebody who had got on
Shake
the shake
weights,
weights.
Stairmaster, that donut. Oh wait, no, it's like
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so shaking a cocktail is kind of like shaking the shake weight.
oh.
Yeah, I've definitely been told at the bar, like, oh, you must be really good at shake weights. And it's a similar thing. Do you know how to shake a cocktail?
I can take part.
Oh, okay. Well, see, even in your old age, this is something that you can do throughout all. So it's kind of like an essence. You can do it into your old age. So this is great because I don't think I've actually shown someone in the studio how to shake a cocktail. We usually shake it across the internet. But what you want to do is you want to close it on a tight heel on one side, a heavy overhang on the other. Then you're going to flip it to yourself. So here's that. Ooh, okay. So D-Nice has a question. If you could only have one cocktail forever, what would it be? Okay,
Ooh, actually, I would probably go with the Negroni.
oh, okay. Negroni. What?
It's quick, simple. I probably get tried the Manischewitz split. I took it out for, Shabbat.
Oh, okay, so that's more of a health medicine again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the brownie, I like when it's going in the winter and it's going in the summer. There's something about it that really makes it refreshing.
Yeah, while being a little bitter.
Oh,
I got that Campari. Campari is wonderful.
throwing an orange.
Nice zest. We talked about zest last week as well. I also listened to you.
Okay.
But I know that's not.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, thank
We'll
you.
talk about it.
So please, yeah, I know this is your first time trying this, but let's see. So there's nothing in it dry, so you're safe here. Get a nice seal, awesome. Nothing you put it yourself. What, the small side, facing, and then horizontal. Yeah, like that. Now you're ready to go. So now what you're gonna do? This is great. I love this. We haven't done this before. So you are going to make a E shape, starting at the center of your chest. Up and down. Ready? I'm excited. I'm excited. So you're starting here. So you just like to start. You said you have to be calm, but I'm seeing strong fingers here. Okay. So you're going to go down, back to yourself, up, and back to yourself.
Oh.
See the V?
Ah.
Yeah. Yes. The other side, yeah, shake it off.
Shake it off.
Yeah, I think it's off. That's wonderful. Eric, can we give a round of applause from your? That was an amazing job. Shaking your first top. Yes. Yeah. You have any more pearls of wisdom for us there?
Listen. Stay young as much as you can. Get as much stuff. Can I curse?
You can curse. Actually, you can curse because this is the internet.
I love to say.
Please.
I have a mouth of a sailor, as my mother used to say. Do as much shit as you can because you only live one life. That's it.
That's wisdom right there.
Comes with age.
Yeah.
I love it.
You think maybe like a little discount or something on next month's rent? If I keep these, no.
I gotta pay for all my jewels.
That's true. You do have some nice finery.
And you pay for that.
Wow.
Thank you.
I've never had that kind of relationship so clearly defined to me. What are we talking about?
Cocktail kits.
Cocktail kits. Yeah, we're talking about cocktail kits. So before we go, we're going to, once again, if you enjoyed, we do have some cocktail kits on market ready to pay for the rent. That's true. We do need help paying for our rent so that Meryl can buy her lovely things. So if you check out on market, there should be links right there to our feed. And thank you so much, Meryl. You can take that with you. I understand that it is purely a gift and not some sort of incentive, but I will keep working to maybe figure out some sort of arrangement that we can come to.
Well, thank you. And
maybe if you need me to do like yard work or something.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm keeping the glass. Ta-ta.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you gonna walk? Bye. All right, folks. I hope everybody has a lovely week, and we shall see you again. We will be in our new space from now on. We'll have a more smooth sailing as we go along. But you had fun with us. We got to meet our new landlady and make a cocktail. Hopefully, we'll make some more in the future. And signing off for now.
Siberian sex toys and what not. Yeah!